Hello friends. Welcome to our YouTube channel Vital Knowledge. The topic that I am discussing is inflation. By understanding inflation, individuals can make more informed financial decisions, plan for the future effectively, and navigate the economic landscape with greater confidence. It enables individuals to protect their financial well-being, adapt to changing economic conditions, and participate more actively in economic matters. Inflation is an economic phenomena that describes changes in the overall price level of goods and services in an economy. Let's delve into a detailed explanation. 1. Inflation. Inflation refers to a sustained increase in the average price level of goods and services in an economy over time. In other words, inflation means that, on average, prices are rising, and each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services compared to before. Inflation can be caused by various factors. Demand pull inflation. This occurs when the aggregate demand for goods and services exceeds the available supply. As consumers and businesses increase their spending, they compete for limited goods, which leads to upward pressure on prices. When demand outpaces supply, businesses have the opportunity to increase prices to maximize their profits. Cost push inflation. This occurs when the production costs for businesses rise, causing them to increase prices to maintain their profit margins. Factors such as higher wages, increased raw material costs, or taxes can contribute to cost push inflation. When businesses face higher costs, they pass those costs onto consumers in the form of higher prices. Monetary inflation. This type of inflation arises from an increase in the money supply within an economy. When there is more money in circulation, individuals have more purchasing power, which can drive up prices. The increased money supply can be due to factors such as central banks implementing expansionary monetary policies, governments engaging in deficit spending, or an influx of foreign capital. The impacts of inflation can have significant consequences on various aspects of an economy. Here are the key effects of each. Impacts of inflation. Reduced purchasing power. Inflation erodes the purchasing power of individuals and businesses. As prices rise, each unit of currency can buy fewer goods and services. This can decrease the standard of living for individuals and reduce the profitability of businesses. Redistribution of income and wealth. Inflation can lead to a redistribution of income and wealth within society. Debtors benefit from inflation since they can repay loans with money that has decreased in value. Conversely, savers and creditors experience a reduction in the real value of their assets. Uncertainty and economic distortion. High or volatile inflation can create uncertainty in the economy. Individuals and businesses find it challenging to plan for the future, make long-term investments, or set prices accurately. This uncertainty can distort economic decision-making and hinder economic efficiency. Wage price spiral. Inflation can trigger a wage price spiral. As prices rise, workers demand higher wages to maintain their purchasing power. Businesses, in turn, increase prices to cover the higher wage costs. This cycle can lead to a continuous upward spiral of prices and wages, exacerbating inflationary pressures. Increased production costs. Inflation can drive up production costs for businesses. Factors such as higher wages, raw material costs, or energy prices can increase the cost of production. Businesses may pass these costs onto consumers, leading to further price increases. The effects of inflation on an economy can vary. Moderate inflation is generally considered beneficial for several reasons, while high inflation can have severe negative consequences. Here's a detailed explanation of each. Benefits of moderate inflation. Encourages spending and investment. Moderate inflation encourages individuals and businesses to spend and invest their money. Since prices are expected to rise over time, people are motivated to purchase goods and services sooner rather than later. This increased spending and investment stimulate economic activity and can contribute to economic growth. 2. Reduces the burden of debt. Inflation can reduce the real burden of debt. When prices rise, the value of money decreases, meaning borrowers can repay their debts with money that has lower purchasing power. This can provide relief to individuals, businesses, and governments that carry debt, making it easier for them to manage their financial obligations. 3. Supports nominal wage increases. In an inflationary environment, nominal wages, the dollar amount received as salary, tend to rise. This can benefit workers by allowing them to negotiate higher wages to keep up with the rising cost of living. As a result, their standard of living may improve, leading to increased consumer spending. 4. Stimulates economic growth. Moderate inflation can stimulate economic growth by incentivizing spending and investment. When businesses anticipate higher prices, they may invest in expanding production capacity and hiring more workers to meet future demand. This increased economic activity can lead to job creation, higher incomes, and overall economic expansion. Negative consequences of high inflation. 1. Erodes purchasing power. High inflation rapidly erodes the purchasing power of individuals and businesses. As prices rise at a faster rate, each unit of currency can buy progressively fewer goods and services. This diminishes the standard of living for individuals and reduces the profitability of businesses. 2. Uncertainty and economic distortion. High or volatile inflation creates uncertainty in the economy. It becomes challenging for individuals, businesses, and policymakers to make accurate price calculations and long-term plans. This uncertainty can distort economic decision-making, hinder efficient allocation of resources, and impede economic growth. 3. Redistributes income and wealth. High inflation can lead to a redistribution of income and wealth within society. Those on fixed incomes, such as retirees or low-wage workers, may struggle to keep up with rising prices, exacerbating income inequality. Additionally, high inflation can favor borrowers at the expense of savers and creditors, further impacting wealth distribution. 4. Destabilizes financial markets. High inflation can lead to instability in financial markets. Investors may seek ways to protect their wealth from inflationary erosion, leading to increased demand for assets such as real estate, commodities, or stocks. This can create asset price bubbles and contribute to financial imbalances and volatility. 5. Hinders long-term planning. High inflation makes it difficult for individuals and businesses to plan for the future. Uncertainty about future price levels and costs can discourage long-term investments, as the expected returns may be eroded by inflation. This can lead to reduced investment in productive assets and impede economic development. In extreme cases, such as hyperinflation, the consequences can be even more severe. Hyperinflation erodes the value of money at an extremely rapid pace, leading to economic chaos, social unrest, and a breakdown of the monetary system. It's important to note that the effects of inflation can vary depending on the context and magnitude. Central banks and policymakers aim to maintain price stability by targeting a moderate level of inflation, typically within a specific range, to balance the benefits and risks associated with inflation. This brings to the end of the video. Do let us know if this video was helpful for you or not, and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thanks.